It's gonna be me. It's fucking stuck. I was in a store before and that was fucking playing in the background.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not May anymore. Almost.
May. It's
gonna
the
be
end of May.
It's like everybody on April 30th. It's always like, you know what
gonna
tomorrow
end
is.
May.
Yeah, and it's always that picture of Justin Timberlake where he's like looking into the camera. It's like, you know what tomorrow is. And
Oh, is
like,
that them? I'm not sure who the fuck.
Well, yeah,
is
because the line is it's gonna be me, but the way he says it, it's like it's gonna be May. You know.
I fucking hate them.
But
I hate boy bands, man. Which one is that? That's NSYNC, right?
That was NSYNC. I mean, when I was a kid, like I didn't really.
Yeah, but we grew up in the era like of the new kids. We grew up at the genesis of the boy band. You know, like
yeah.
And they were huge back then, and I hated every fucking bit of them.
I got into New Kids for a little while. I had posters on my wall and shit.
You also you liked pop, like you still do.
I did. Yeah,
You love Michael Jackson. Like it's like
I love Michael Jackson.
You love pop. Like I just never been a pop fan. Like there's certain things I like, but I've never liked it. Like same thing with country. Never liked it as a genre.
I never liked country though. I can never get into.
But this country artist I do love. Like especially the one in the realms of like folk. I really dig folk music. So.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I know we talk about this all the time, but it's that the whole outlaw country.
Outlaw music, yeah.
Johnny Cash, that type of stuff I can get into. Yeah, because it's like
I'm speaking absolutes, like just like absolutely that genre.
Well, because you know what it is? It's what country's become. It's like at least like
commercial country.
Yeah, it's all like it's all like gonna have a beer and get in my truck and gonna drive
GWAR.
down. I don't give a fuck.
Fucking Dave Rocky, my car, my dog in prison.
Yeah. My dog, my car in prison. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take that ribbon from your hair.
It was so good.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. That was a perfect encapsulation of
I know, and it was
from my eyes, from a non-fan.
And it was so funny how they put that in that Slaves Going single CD. Mm-hmm. When I heard that, I was like, holy shit, it's the whole song.
Yeah.
Take that ribbon from your hair.
It's so funny, dude. It's so classic. I was like, yes, thank you, GWAR.
Yeah, right?
Thank you for being the voice of my brain.
I know. And dude, the fact that they put the whole drop drawers in there, because forever, until that came out, all it was that hidden track at the end of Carnival. And it was just like
that section. We had no idea it was an actual song, like a full fucking
exactly.
song.
It just sounded
That's so revelational. It was like, holy shit, like this is an actual song.
It just sounded like something that they added just for the end of that album. But then it's like you get Slaves Going single, you listen to that song Drop Drawers, it's like, oh, this is a good song, this is a fun song. And then all of a sudden, cha, I'm like, whoa, are you kidding me? This is the song?
The way it kicks in. Because it's like you weren't sure if this was like the end of a song or they were just fucking around the studio and decided to turn it up and be like, okay, let's put this on, and it's just him going crazy.
Exactly. Like I thought it was just like, you know how
it was classic.
What was it? Sandblast on Great Southern Trendkill. Sandblast. The song fades out and then it's like, and then it fades back in. Like I thought it was just like one of those where it was like a reprisal of like just music.
There's not a whole lot of great bands that do that, but the ones that do, it's a really fun when it fades out and then comes back in, and it's like, whoa, it's not over yet.
Yeah. And one of the cool things about that Sandblast song was like the way it changed. Like the riff was the same throughout, but like the drums changed.
When it comes, it's Vinnie Paul, man.
Yeah. It's like, dude.
You forget Vinny's a great drummer.
Oh, he's fantastic. He's my favorite, man. I mean, anybody could say that this drummer is so much better. It's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. It was just watching, because we were talking about this recently. Pantera put out these videos. And I know we've spoken about this on the show also, but
several times, I think.
Yeah, Pantera put out these home videos, 1, 2, and 3. I mean, I don't even think part 1 was called 1 until part 2 came out.
Wasn't it like Cowboys from Hell or something?
Yeah, it was just the Cowboys videos from Hell, I think they called it, or something.
That was
like
the Diet Coke of like when by the time 3 came out, it was on a whole another echelon.
Yeah, and 2 was great also, because it was so funny because like the first one I saw was 3, and throughout the whole like at the beginning, it was like 3,
all of us.
Yeah, 3.
We saw 3 first.
Yeah, and then we saw part 2, and the whole intro was like 2. We're like, that's so weird that that was something that they kept for all the videos. But watching that Pantera 3 video and watching Vinnie Paul do his footwork for Becoming and realizing that he's not just double bass pedal, just heavy drumming. It's he's doing actual shit with his feet. You know, it wasn't just double bass all the way through. It was
he's fluttering. He's like,
and it was such a cool thing to see because it's like, and it's funny because he wore those like slip-on shoes. You're looking at him, I'm like, but the way his feet moved, it was incredible. It was like he was dancing on those pedals almost. You know,
you forget because the problem is Dimebag's so good at what he does that the rest of the band doesn't get the credit they deserve. Like, so Phil, of course, got credit because he was the face, the voice.
Right, yeah.
But people forget, dude, Rex was a fucking nasty motherfucker. Like, dude, he was man. Solid fucking, like, bass player for that band.
He had to keep up with Dimebag, you know?
Well, right. And but all we think of is Dimebag is the flash, like the fucking, the pizzazz, as they say.
Well, dude, when you think of Rex Brown, as far as Pantera goes, if you listen to 5 Minutes Alone, there really isn't that much to the solo. And I'm obviously not taking anything away from Dimebag. I love Dimebag.
No, he's just fucking around the
right.
That
whole section though is all bass.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, because he's the backbone of it. Yeah.
Right. And it, like, if you listen to the bass on that part, it's a great bass line that he wrote for the solo section. A band like Pantera, where it's a 4-piece band, guitar, bass, vocal, and drums.
Tight fucking band, too.
When they're on stage, they don't have, nor do I know of, I don't think they ever hired, like, a rhythm guitarist to fill in for the rhythm.
It was just Dime. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So one of the things I thought was great about Pantera was the fact that when they recorded, a lot of times they didn't add an extra rhythm guitar.
Yeah.
Because you know what it's going to sound like live, and it was still heavy as shit, man.
Yeah. Like, because the thing is, I've always been a big fan of the wall of sound. That's why in the bands I was in, I was 1 or 2 guitarists, because I want that wall of sound. I want that full driven, like when one of your guitarists is going to solo, the rhythm's still there. You don't have to pipe it in on the album and not have that. Because I'm sure you've been the same way. You want whatever you put in album form to be only better live.
Right. Yeah.
Not less than, and when you don't have the personnel for it, and obviously you're going to have less than when it comes to sound, unless you're piping it in from something, an auxiliary source. You want like that sound, like that wall.
Right. See, when my old band, at the time we were called Glass Society, we were just a rock band. I know the name might sound more like a punk rock band than like just a rock band.
Or an emo band.
Right. Yeah. But it was, we just played rock music. I mean, it was like you'd be able to hear some of like the grunge influence that we had, plus like a lot of the classic rock influence that we had in what we played. But we were a 4-piece band for a long time, just guitar, bass, drum, and vocals. Now, our vocalist would play acoustic guitar on certain songs and rhythm guitar, electric rhythm guitar for other songs. But for the most part, it was just bass, lead guitar, and drums and vocals. But our recordings always had like that rhythm guitar part to fill in. So we didn't always have that when we were playing live, which it didn't take anything away from the music though, because there was like one song that we had, there was a point where toward the end of the song, all the music stops, all you hear is vocals and the acoustic guitar, but when we did it live, it was just the vocals during that part. And it gave a different kind of impact live because it was just the vocals and then boom, everybody comes in together. You know what I mean? It had an impact when you listen to it on the CD, but like live when it's quiet except for the vocals and then everybody jumps in at the same time, it was a really cool effect that I feel added to the song, even while taking something away from
dramatic effect.
Yeah. And dude, I'm not just talking up my own old band. I mean, we're not together anymore. I mean, we do get together every once in a while, like every 5-6 years, like
full moon.
Yeah, whenever Pennywise comes out of his cocoon, that's when we get back together.
We laugh at him
every 27 years. Yeah,
somebody fingers his ass.
You're a clown.
You're a clown.
You're a clown.
Hey, clowny clown.
But that was, dude. But I've also been in other bands where it was a 4-piece, but there were 2 guitarists, rhythm and lead. And I remember practicing with one of the bands where the rhythm guitarist wasn't there. Sounded good because it was it was a heavy metal band. And then one night when the other rhythm guitarist came in to play, dude, it was heavy as hell, man. I was like, wow, this just really changes the way this all sounds.
It does change the
really
scope,
great.
man.
Yeah, but with the other band, Glass Society, and through all the different band names we went through, Glass Society, Soul on Fire, 59 After, I think 59 After is the last one that we did, and we still played some of the old songs because most of the band was still, actually, I can't even say most of the band. It was really just me and the singer who were there from the original band. But the guitarist joined while we were Soul on Fire, and he was a young kid at the time. He was like 15, and he was great, and he still is a great guitarist. So, but having those 2 guitars really changed the dynamic of the music on stage.
Really pulled the room together, man.
Yeah, really brought it together. It's really good.
Yeah. Dude, I was just looking at, I was on Facebook, and fucking Head P had a couple stories on, and I love Head P, man. I've always been a fan from like the beginning, and the reason I bring it up is it reminds me, dude, all that's left of Head P, like from the the first album days, like the beginning, is Jared. That's it. Like the whole band is just all like different, younger guys, and it's just that's how it tends to be with bands, especially like bands that last a long time. It's hard to really maintain that core. Same thing like with Sponge. I think Sponge is still predominantly like the original members, which is fucking impressive.
See now,
they're like 80. It's
see now. You told me that Sponge came out with a new album, correct?
Yes and no.
Okay, because like
I'll elaborate, of course.
Okay, because like, listen, I'll put this out there first. A lot of times, Storm and I, we send each other voice messages instead of sitting there texting everything
all the
out.
time.
We send memos all the time. They can range from 50 seconds to 20 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yeah, it happens. You start talking. I mean, listen, this is why we took to the microphones, because it's like, dude, we might as well just turn on a microphone and a camera and basically just do a freaking 2-hour voice memo. So he's telling me this thing. He's telling me that Sponge came out with a new album, and I'm trying to understand exactly what you were saying. I'm trying to understand what you were saying, because you were saying something about a rapper. And this was,
I'll clarify.
Yeah, see, this was one of those longer messages. And I'm like, I can't rewind this right now, because it's like, if I go too far back,
man.
If I go too far back, I'm gonna have to like, it's like, if I go too far forward, So
I'll
please
100% clarify. Yes,
explain this to me, because something got lost while I was
everything
listening
got
to that
lost,
message.
dude. And
Yeah, I know. I'm sure I'm fucking the whole thing up, but please.
no, it's all good. It's funny you brought that up too, because I was actually going to talk about that at some point.
I appreciate it, because I really need to have this conversation rather than just listen. That's why I didn't respond. I'm like, I'm like, what the hell did I just listen to? What is going on here? I'm just like, I can't even respond to this. I'm like, I just looked like, I didn't even like, I was like, should I? Okay.
Yeah. It's okay. So just for those watching to catch up, not that there's much to catch up on, it's pretty much what we just heard. And it leads me to another thing too I want to actually talk about. So a couple nights ago, I'm on my phone, gaming, usual, right? Catching up on some of my daily games. I play a lot of them. And I see an update pop up on the top of the phone from YouTube Music. And it says YouTube, as YouTube Music, and it pops up and it says Sponge brand new album 2026. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, I literally lost my shit, because I went, Sponge, one of my all-time favorite bands, and I'm like, they've been dropping albums over the years, but like the last album they dropped, I think it was like, what, a couple years ago? It was 1994. I think it was like they did like covers, something to that effect.
1994?
I think it was called that, yeah. And then
that was the name of the album.
Yeah.
Oh,
then
okay.
I think
I'm
they
like,
dropped. Yeah, no, that's actually called that, I believe.
Oh, okay, because you're like, yeah, it came out a few years ago, 1994. I'm like,
yeah. No connection.
Right. My bad.
But with that, right? So I think they did drop they dropped the Lost Tracks album last year, and that was really fucking good. Because I love nothing more than Lost Tracks, because then you hear each track and go, I wonder what album that was. You get especially with the sound, you can kind of guesstimate when that, what error that was when they were, recording. So anyway, back to the update. I see the update. I instantaneously click on it. You know what I mean? I'm already listening to something on YouTube in the background anyway. So I like, all right, fucking A. I did not realize they've been working on a new album. And the fact that they have an album out and the fact that it's already out, so I don't even have to wait. It's even better. It's like, it's one thing when you go, new album coming out, but it's like not coming out till like July or August. You're
right,
like, oh,
yeah.
God, now I gotta fucking wait. Like, I don't want to wait. I want it now.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't have to deal with any anticipation because
right.
You didn't even know this was coming out.
No,
obviously.
Not at all.
Right. So it's like
the fact that it's here already, I'm like, holy shit, this is Christmas. Fucking Christmas. Then I hit play. Gotta take a moment for this one. It is not Sponge. like it is, and this is why I made a memo to him, and it was like 15 minutes of me ranting about how dude, I had like a dragon's breath fire worth of ire. Like I was just I was like, if I was a dragon at that moment, I would have burned down every town around me. It is the biggest, it is the most misleading, like, bait and switch I've ever seen. It's not Sponge at all. It's named Sponge, and the album's called Dumped, which it is, a giant fucking dump of an album. And what you're referring to as rap is it's kind of like a rap album.
Okay.
So it's not really rock. It's beats, and it's some jackass like that's literally jerking off on the fucking mic. And I'm not even kidding. Like, and I said this to you. I always like to extend an olive branch of magnanimity. Like, I like to be like, okay, let me listen to it. Like, it's obviously not Sponge, but if it's good, I can fuck with it. And the beats aren't bad. Like, there's a couple of rock-esque type of beats.
Okay.
But the fucking lyrics and the vocals are just vomitous. It's like you didn't even. I feel like Buddy Rebel in fucking 3 O'Clock High. You didn't even try. Like how does it feel? You didn't even try. Like, the vocals come in at certain points, and they're so oversaturated at one point, and then it's like you have that typical like high. What's the one voice effect that became really big with rappers and
auto-tune?
Auto-tune.
Right.
It wasn't like a full auto-tune type of thing, but it was more like a chorus type of effect to it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It could have been auto-tune, but it was very light auto-tune, if anything. It wasn't like. Who was the one that fucking really started it? That wasn't Lil Jon. It was one of those fucking assholes.
I don't know as far as rappers go, but I remember
T-Pain.
Years ago.
Was it T-Pain?
I think it's T-Pain. I don't know rappers like that. Like, I don't know those rappers like that. I've heard the name T-Pain.
I think T-Pain's the one. He's the one that
I don't think I can even tell you one song that he did. All I could tell you is I remember the first time I ever heard that, like, extensively, was Cher's, Cher, Life After Love.
Life After Life is bad.
That whole song was auto-tuned. And then, like, shortly after, Kid Rock came out with that song for Joe C. Only God Knows Why, I think it was called. And that whole song was auto-tuned.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why would you do that to a song? I mean, like, Cher, I get it because it was like a dance song. But with Kid Rock, it was like a heartfelt, gonna miss you, brother, like, God bless you type of song.
It makes everybody sound fucking, like, not good, but it gives it that, that, like, that tremolo type of sound to it.
Yeah, that vibrato or whatever you call it. Yeah.
And it's like, and it really doesn't sound good over because it's so manufactured and so fake. But the problem is, it's like, everyone uses it, especially when you do like that Drake mumble fucking like, oh, everybody wants a little laugh at me. Everybody wants a little piece of me. It's always used.
Call me on my cell phone. Yo, so.
Oh, I can't stop crying in the shower. But so that's pretty much what it is. So I dotted through the album, you know what I mean? Because now it's morbid curiosity. Like, and there's a couple of beats. Like I said this, I almost wanted to jack the beats and make a good song out of them because the beats weren't bad, but the vocals were just absolutely they were atrocious. Like, I don't know who this fucking moron that made this is, but he could have at least made an effort because the beats weren't bad. But end of story, it's not fucking Sponge at all.
Okay, so it's just
under it. That's the part that pissed. This is what I was ranting about at the end. when you go to YouTube Music, right? You go to your bands, and like the band will have their page, so to speak. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
it's not video format. You know, it's not like because it's the music section, but you'll have like Sponge, right? And it'll be like 15,000, subscribers, what have you. You know, obviously bigger the band, more subscribers naturally, but that's usually a tell. Like, oh, that's the band. You know, and you'll click on that band, and then it'll have everything that's designated under them, all their albums, live stuff,
Right.
even
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
videos or stuff. It's what I was seething at was it's under Sponge. It's actually under Sponge. Like when you go to them, it's
Like
now the new
Sponge.
album that's there.
Right.
And I'm like, what? How did this categorically get put into here? Like it's
So
like
this is
that's what I'm
just
so
another.
pissed.
This is just another artist or another group
It's
took the
somebody
name
I don't know
Sponge.
that obviously is that named himself Sponge and have this album called Dump.
How does that happen though?
That's what I was
I
ranting
don't
about. Like,
understand that.
why
I
is
mean,
this under that?
Is it spelled differently, like SPONGZ or like sponge? You know,
Dude, it's
it makes no sense. See, like when what's his name? What's this guy's name? Jelly Roll.
Oh god.
When he came out, I'm like, they're like, oh, have you heard Jelly Roll? I'm like, the jazz musician from like, way back in the day. And it's like somebody else took that name. I mean, obviously back in the day, a lot of jazz artists had nicknames, you know what I mean? And it would be like, the first name, the nickname, and the last name. So Jelly Roll, I can't remember the full name of the dude, but it was like in the center of his name, it was his nickname. So when Jelly Roll came out, I'm like, can he do that? Can he really like take somebody else's nickname? I guess he can because it's like one word. I don't know. I don't know how that works. But to take the name of another band, see, like I remember going on iTunes. I use iTunes for my music, and I was looking up Sam Hain. And before anybody tries to correct me, I know it's Samhain, however you want to say it, but I say it's Sam Hain.
I gotta defend it in this regard. It is Sam Hain because Glenn
that's how
Colt. Like you could make the name whatever you want. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
As far as the band, it's Sam Hain.
Yes, and that's why I say it that way. Yeah, because whenever he would discuss the band,
we're not talking about the actual day.
He would say Sam Hain. So I remember looking up Sam Hain on iTunes, and I found it, but I'm like, okay, where's the picture of the bloody members on the click on it? It's some other band, and I'm like, how? Even though the band Sam Hain with Glenn Danzig doesn't exist anymore, it's like it's misleading.
Yeah,
I just can't see.
It's wrong. It's not the same fucking band.
Well,
like
because
it shouldn't be in the same like category as the band.
Well, because dude, we talk about that band Donnybrook a lot.
Yeah.
That turned
into
and the
hardcore band that took it over.
That took on the name Red Cloud Revival because another band named Donnybrook got signed. So they're like, okay, we obviously can't go by that name. But what I don't get is how other bands can do that. I almost kind of get when it's spelled differently. Okay, because like I remember being on iTunes and seeing that there's a group called X Cops, but EX COPS, whereas
and that's a difference, significant difference.
Exactly. And dude, even the music is a significant difference. But because I bring up that because if some people don't know, there was a band called X Cops that was formed by members of GWAR back in the mid-90s.
Yeah.
And it was just the letter X dash.
It was a fun side project too.
Great album. Great album.
And a little bit of rearrange, like as far as the members doing different things. But
yeah, I will say this though. I wasn't a fan of the newer songs that came out a couple of years ago. I don't know if you heard them.
I didn't like them.
Yeah, me neither. It was like
I wanted to.
Yeah, the soul was taken out of it.
It was too derivative. It was too.
Yeah, I mean, dude, listen. Like those songs could have very well have been written while Dave Brockie was in the band, and I still wouldn't have liked them. It had nothing to do with.
I agree.
Dave wasn't
I feel
in the
like
band.
it's too late. Like it's
yeah.
You didn't revolutionize anything. Not that I expected him to, but at this point, it just sounds like more mimesis. Like of the old stuff, and it's like it was okay, but it was like it just would have been better 10 years ago.
Exactly. It would have been a lot better 10 years ago because it would have. But then again, 10 years ago would have been 2 years after Dave Brockie passed, and it would have felt even more like, oh, they're just doing this now because of Dave Brockie and all that stuff. But I digress. I just didn't like the songs. I mean, dude, the first album, to any metal fan, to any GWAR fan, that album is a classic album. one of the best covers of Highway Star that I ever heard.
Oh my god, yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
You know, I
listen to that. I love that more than the original, man. That's
so do I. So do I. I mean, there are certain songs that you can honestly say, you know, obviously it's your opinion that you really feel that the remake, that cover is better than the original. And that's one of those songs. That's one of those songs that I really feel.
And that's just that rhythm behind it when it's going. I love that cover is a phenomenal cover. Like
It really
X Cops
is,
is that is a classic album. That's so much personality to it. It's really fun, you know, and it's heavy in the right spots, you know, and it's what a classic, dude. Like when we got that, we had that album, you know, and I remember I got the little 7-inch at the fucking show. It had the 2 bonus tracks on it.
Yep.
It was like blue, like bright blue, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I still have it.
Yeah, I have it somewhere in storage.
Yeah.
I mean,
my favorite song on that album was Your Mother.
Yeah.
I love it because it had like that bluesy sound to it, bluesy. It was like remote control of your stinking family tree. Dude, I used to love KCR, man. I loved him as the front man of that band. I loved him as Beefcake. You know,
I don't know what my favorite song on that album was, man. Dude, there's so many fucking good tracks, dude.
The name's Cobb Knobler.
I mean,
and you're here with me now.
Dude, always being a Dave fan, that's one of my favorite songs on that album. But I love, dude, all of them, man, because they were all so good, man. Like what was the one with he kept going about this is my third leg, right? Or my third arm.
My third leg is my savior. My third leg is like a son.
My nickel plated magnum with the custom fitted grips. My fully auto AK with the dude, so good, man.
The bass on that album. Now, I don't mean the actual bass playing. I'm talking about like the bass.
Yeah.
Like that's some shit that you would have heard in like
it's low end.
It's really
dude. Like when we put it on, like the stereo, you hear the it would like vibrate.
The
like
whole
heavily.
room rattles.
Yeah,
the car window just flew right the fuck off.
The roof went off. It's just drop top. Just popped
car window was like.
So good, man.
I know that was a comedian who said that, and I know it was something that you told me about years ago. I don't know if you remember that, but
yeah, I don't remember what comedian offhand. Yeah.
Me either. But yeah, that album is a front to back album. If you're a GWAR fan and you checked it out back in the day, yeah, it was just such a great album.
Yeah, man, fucking
and dude, freaking the sound of the barbells, or was it just called barbells?
Listen to the barbells.
Yeah, that what's his name sang?
Hard on your hole just a little bit.
Brad Roberts singing that one.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, damn, like, cause like I remember listening to the song.
That's right. Yeah,
it was a different voice. And I'm like, okay, who's singing this one? You know, had no idea until
dude, Zipperpig, was that at Gorman? Wasn't it
yeah, Bob Gorman. And he was who also became
he had that high pitch.
He also became Bone Snapper.
That's right. He was Bone Snapper.
I remember not finding out that was Brad Roberts until seeing that concert.
I forgot about that
video
that's
concert.
Right.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God, that's him?
Dude, that's dude, one of my favorite songs is Marianne by GWAR, because it's a great song. But I also loved it too because that's Balzac. That's the one and only time he ever sang a song.
Yeah, yeah.
And I loved it. It just sounds fucking great. It's fun when like somebody, changes up and goes, all right, I want to sing this song.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because like for so many years, for so many albums, for so many GWAR albums, there was always a Beefcake track.
Right. That seemed to be the norm because he was the backup singer. So plus he had that raspy ass voice, so you knew he had to have some part in the fucking song.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, Beyond Hell, was that the only one that there wasn't a Beefcake track on it?
God, Beyond Hell. See, you're testing me now because that's my least favorite album.
I know, me too, and that might be the reason why.
I listened to it a lot it was there's something about it. It just didn't grab me, and I forced myself to listen to it.
Because War Party is when Todd Evans was Beefcake, and he did.
And I don't know if I can't think of I can't think of the songs offhand.
The one that he did on War Party,
Murder's Views. Yeah.
It was all in. It was in French. He sang it in French.
Yeah.
And I remember listening to it the first time, and the first time I listened to the album, not knowing that, Casey Orr had left and a new guy came in, and I'm like, all right, that sounds like him, but it kind of doesn't, But I'm
looking at it now. I just want to add to this. these are great songs. I'm not shitting on before people start going, what are you talking about? Beyond Hills are great. I like the album. It's just my least favorite album.
Yeah, me too.
It didn't adhere to me, but I'm just looking at it now. Like The Ultimate Bohab, that was a good song.
I'll say this.
Murderer's Muse was a fucking fan. I love Murderer's Muse.
It was my least favorite album until The New Dark Ages came out. Like, I'm talking
about GWAR BC, you know?
Oh, yeah, right.
I'm not talking about AD. AD, to me, it all goes downhill at AD.
Dude, I get that, but I actually really loved Blood of Gods. I know I've said that.
I know you did,
times,
and I tried,
yeah.
dude. I just want to, once again, I hate belaboring these points, but it's for people watching now and haven't watched the past episode. I gave the new GWAR a shot. I just didn't like it. You know what I mean? And it wasn't because I had some built-in resentment. I had built-in resentment after that because of other things and other additions and variables and behavior and attitudes that you see and corporatizations. But I did initially was like super excited when that album came out because I was like, GWAR continuing, dude, GWAR can go on forever. We know that. Nobody's under the illusion that, Dave was the only, was the apex of GWAR. Like GWAR is just the band, it could go on for eternity. I just don't like what we have.
I get it. I mean, you gave it a shot.
I tried it, and I just didn't like it.
It's
we flipped. I thought the second album was better than the first album, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know you did.
Like we're completely reversed on that. I know. And once again, I don't like it. I just think it's better.
But I get it. You try something out and you don't like it. That happens. It's like pineapple on pizza. You try it, you don't like it. You tell everybody you don't like it, and then people want to fucking
but the problem with GWAR is when we say we don't like it, nobody can accept that. Like GWAR fans can't accept that you don't like it.
People,
you're just hating. And it's like, no, I just don't. I don't like it.
But see, like the thing is, you can't not like anything that a majority, I guess, of people like. So it's like if
there's distinctions with certain fan bases, and GWAR's one of them. Like the sycophants of GWAR now are so obtuse and cannot handle anyone with any modicum of objectivity. Like it's like you're either all in or you're fucking enemy number one. Like I don't like that degree of unreasonability. Like it's like, dude, you're more than welcome to like it. It's like it's funny too because you're sitting there, bleeding out of every orifice that we don't like these two albums. Yet you probably don't even listen to any of the albums prior.
But see, the thing is, a lot of people get so bent out of shape when you disagree with something that they like. It's like whenever I talk about something as simple as pineapple on pizza and not liking pineapple on pizza, like yeah, exactly. See, like I remember like on Facebook, I was doing this whole, like every day I would post something, foods that don't belong together. And one of them obviously was pineapple on pizza. Because
combos.
Yeah, exactly. My stance on pineapple on pizza. And I was like,
foods that don't than mine.
Right. Foods that don't belong together, pineapple on pizza. And someone got offended. It's like, oh, because you know so much about what goes together. I guess since you said it, it's final. And I'm like, all right, chill. It's just food. Okay. I don't
just voicing my opinion.
Right. I don't put anybody down for like, well, I kind of do.
Pineapple pizza? Yeah, you do.
I do. Because I'm like, what do you like? Well, the only reason I do is because of how offended people get when you just say that you don't like something, but it just seems to be more nowadays that if you disagree with somebody on something, they get offended and they feel that they have to jump in and defend it. Because I was telling you, I saw that movie Obsession. Okay. Right. And oddly enough, people are obsessed with Obsession.
Surprise.
So I was like, all right, you know how I feel about a lot of newer horror movies, and I generally just don't find the same kind of appreciation for it that I used to. So, but this movie is making a big splash at this point right now. It made around $100 million, and I think the budget was somewhere, it was like $750,000. Like, I don't even think it cost $1 million to make it. So, and that's impressive, of course. And a lot of it is by word of mouth because for myself, I didn't see the trailer for it. I didn't read the synopsis for it. I just went off of the hype. And generally, when I do that, I end up being disappointed. And I don't know if it's because it gets too overhyped for me to the point where it's like, okay, this movie better be fucking amazing. But to me, the movie was not amazing. The movie wasn't even good. Like, I seriously, and this rarely happens where I watch a movie that's so bad I want to walk out of the theater, but I wanted to walk out of the theater because I thought this movie was so bad.
I'm surprised you didn't.
Well, because in my head, it's like, all right, I spent $20 to see this movie. I'm going to get my money's worth. I want to finish my soda. You know, I put my Reese's Pieces in my popcorn, and I got to find them all.
I just went to another movie.
Dude, trust me. Dude, honestly,
going to MJ.
I was definitely going to see, I was going to see Michael again. I'm like, you know what? Let me go see Michael. But like, just the hype around this, like, oh, this is the greatest new horror movie. And I know a lot of times when people say that, it's totally not true. Now, I'm not the be all and end all of movies, obviously, you know, but I'm not the only person who felt that way watching this movie. So aside from being comments guys in the sense that we like to read comments, I like to leave comments. So
of course.
after seeing the movie, whenever I see the movie pop up about how it made so much money or whatever, I'm like, okay, I gotta give my opinion here. So I did that on a post on Instagram. I said, it's great that this movie's made $100 million, but I'm also kind of sad that I'm part of that $100 million that this movie made. And,
yes,
you know, of course, you get the people come out. It's like, oh, well, someone actually said, well, that makes sense. You're a middle-aged man, probably side with the main character. Now, if you want a little bit of the story, I can give it to you, if you don't mind. A spoiler alert.
Well, I love spoilers.
So, and again, by the time this is posted, the movie might not even be in theater anymore. So,
yeah, I mean, at this point though, it's already out. It made its money.
Exactly, it made.
You can't handle spoilers. I mean, you wouldn't be listening to us anyway. So,
right, exactly. There's that, and you know, I've seen like people say that they've seen it like 5 times in theater. Somebody said that they saw it like somebody saw it like 17 times. Dude, I've seen people say that they went to see Michael 27 times. I'm like, damn, that's a lot.
So you just go all day.
Yeah, basically. I mean, look, I'll put it. I'll be honest. If I really like a movie enough to see it more than once in the theater, I'll do it.
I have, but I mean, I seen Avatar, right? The first one. I saw that I think 4 times in the theater.
Oh wow, okay, yeah. See, I think I
3D
saw
IMAX. Because dude, it's a beautiful movie. Like visually, like the 3D was fucking awesome. It was so awesome that it made me love the movie way more than I actually do when I actually watched it on like DVD.
Right. Yeah. See,
like, don't get me wrong, the movie's still good, but it's like the real allure is that
it definitely is the 3D. Like, yeah. I mean, well, that's why when I got my 3D TV, I bought that Blu-ray, the 3D Blu-ray.
It really is. Like, I still love the movie, but in 3D IMAX is my favorite movie of all time. It was just it was an incredible movie.
Okay, so basically, you got this character, right? You got this guy. Now,
wait, is Curry Barker in it, or is he just
no? But his buddy is the guy who does those funny videos with him.
Partner,
yeah. So. And like, even he wasn't that good in it. Even he wasn't like, I'm watching this guy.
I mean,
and I'm like,
dude,
he was
whatever.
Yeah, he was more the comic relief, I guess. But point is this guy was really in love with this girl that he worked with at this music store. And, you know, it was 4 people. It was the main character guy, I think his name was Baron, or they called him Bear. The girl that he was in love with, Nikki. The buddy, I can't remember what his name was. And this other girl, Sarah, you know. So he's like in love with this girl, Nikki, and like, you know, the whole beginning of it is him like trying to decide whether or not he's going to tell her how he feels. And he's like, oh, I'm going to tell her, you know. And they're on the phone. She says that she dropped her crystal in the toilet. So he's like, all right, I'm going to do something nice. I'm going to go buy her a new crystal. So he goes to this like witchcraft store because, you know, that's the best place to buy crystals from. And he's looking at these crystals, but he sees this little box. It's called One Wish something. And it's like a stick. I wonder
what he's going to do.
It's a stick that you break in half, you make a wish, and
shove it up your ass.
Right. That basically should have. So they go out, they're hanging out after work, whatever, going drinking, and, you know, he takes her home, and she asks him straight up, do you like me? He's like, well, no, like, come on. Like, and it's like, dude, there was your fucking shot.
Dude,
you know, it's like
just to add to that, that sounds like the Curry Barker, like what he would say in like one of their skits. No, God, no.
Yeah, but that was
Whoa, I
basically what
don't
it is.
like it. He totally
So
wrote
she's
that. Like,
yeah. So, yeah, exactly, dude, and that was the thing too, was, like, the dialogue, it was like a whole
yeah,
movie of, like, that
it's just
shit,
that
so,
same
like
shit. Yeah.
yeah, and, so as she's walking away, he's like, "Oh, I wish Nikki would love only me," and he breaks the thing, and then she, like, comes back, and she's, like, obsessed with him.
Oh, so it's monkey paw syndrome. It's the whole
Dude, yeah, exactly, and dude, the whole
how
be
original.
yeah, the whole be careful what you wish for,
Yeah, the
obviously,
whole
it's been
monkey
done
paw. Like,
before,
yeah.
and I don't hate that concept, I actually like that concept
No,
because
it's
it
a fun
depends.
concept, but I
Yeah,
mean, it's
so
you
the
know,
whole movie, she's just crazy, obsessed with him. And the whole time he's like, "Oh, I can't. I got to do something about this. This has to change. I can't do this," you know. And the only way for him to end it is to end himself, or
mm,
what he thinks is maybe
and her.
buy another one of those wishes and get somebody to wish him out of it. So he brings the thing home, and it turns out like basically she wishes that he only loves her. So like then it's like okay, now we're cool. But he ended up taking a bunch of pills, kills himself. She almost kills herself, but then she snaps out of it before it happens. So,
Ugh.
you know, obviously there's a lot more in the
No, I
movie than
know, but
just that.
it just that brief yet concise description just sounds like such type
Yeah,
of
and
bullshit.
the thing is a lot of people are saying how this girl who played Nikki should get like Oscars and all that stuff. And I'm like, come on. You're like, I don't understand what people love so much about this movie. I'm not a fan, you know?
It's because someone made a wish that people would like this movie.
But the thing is, the thing is too, though. So the whole point, like, all right, so I got into this
It just
discussion.
sounds so fucking
Right, so I got into this discussion, "Oh, well, you're a middle-aged man, so of course you feel that way
what does that
about
have
it.
to do with it? Like, that's
You
not a
you
factor in
probably
this case.
side with the main character." I'm like, "Please." The
Why would
main
anybody
character
I'm sure every character in that movie is as unlikable as the person that directed it.
very the only character that I felt was, even a little bit likable was the girl Sarah. She didn't have, like, a huge part. She was the only she wasn't an asshole. Now,
Right.
obviously, the girl Nikki was an
Only that
asshole
complete
because
insufferable
she was
scumbag, right? That's
right, because she was crazy because of the wish that was made. And the other thing too is like being in a theater where people are talking the whole time and so amazed and so surprised at some of the things that are happening. Like the guy sitting next to me is like, "Oh my God." I'm like, dude, come on. You didn't see that fucking coming? It's like he's sitting in a car with a girl who's not Nikki. You don't think that she's open to have this girl come in and break the window in and smash her face against the steering wheel? Because that's exactly what happened. And I knew that was going to happen. Predictability does not necessarily make a bad movie, but it takes away the fun from it. See, when I saw the movie Barbarian, did you see Barbarian?
yeah.
Okay, so in
Know of
Barbarian,
it, of course, but never saw it,
right,
yeah.
in Barbarian, the opening of it, it's Bill Skarsgård and this girl, and it's like apparently they both booked this house to rent the same weekend. Oh, there must be a problem. And in my head, I'm like, oh God, of course, Bill Skarsgård, booked the room. He had something to do with it, and he's gonna do something to this girl.
Yeah, you already quantified all the possibilities of, like, that's of
And I'm
what's gonna
texting my
happen.
buddy. I'm like, dude, Bill Skarsgård is the bad guy, whatever. He's like, dude, just keep watching. And dude, it took a totally different turn.
Yeah.
And that's what I liked about it. He had like Bill Skarsgård ends up getting killed by whatever
Yeah.
the fuck it was that drew them there. And I'm like, holy shit, okay, cool, I'm in. And then Justin
Isn't it
Long is
sad
in
that
it.
that's a breath of fresh air? Like, that it's
Exactly.
not overtly predictable? Like,
Exactly, dude. It's like, come on. It's like, all right. Being a middle-aged man, being well, are we considered middle-aged at this point? I guess.
yeah, but I don't see what that has to do with
The only thing that I could say that it has to do with is having seen so many good horror movies throughout our lives and seeing so many good movies, period, and seeing so many horror movies where certain things happen that you can predict that that's going to happen. So maybe being at the age that we are, seeing so many movies, it's like, oh, I know what's going to happen. Dude, I was able to predict a lot of what happened in that movie, and it took away a lot of the
I
fun.
get
It's
that
like,
point, but at the
you
same
know,
time, I could really argue it's less age and more just experience, because you could be in your early 20s and just watch a shit ton of movies and be experienced then.
true, but I think the issue with the people who are in their 20s who are making movies now are thinking that they're doing something innovative, that they're doing something fantastic, doing something that has never been done before.
Right.
So
But I
a
also
person
contend with that if they think that and what you're doing is good, then they're clearly not watching stuff prior.
right, so a person in his 20s put this movie out,
That's what I mean.
and people in their 20s are going to see this movie. To them, it's amazing. The movie was really stupid. I hate using the word stupid or dumb when saying one of the reasons I don't like the movie, but it was. It was a dumb movie. I didn't like it. I thought it was complete ass and not the good ass that you can eat.
Yeah, not the edible ass.
Right, like, not the kind that that you would want, you know? But so, the argument came about with this girl because or I think it was a girl that, "Oh, you probably, you know, side with the main character." I'm like, "Please. You think just because I'm old that I said" the main character was a fucking pussy. It's like he had an opening to tell this girl that he liked her, and he just fucking said, "You know what? I'm gonna make a wish instead." And
Well,
someone
then say
else
that question though sounds like almost like a feminist that like, "Oh, yeah, you're just a misogynist and you
Oh,
just
yeah,
want to fuck." I'm like,
but
"What does that have to do?" I don't like the main character. I don't like anybody in this
Right.
fucking movie.
But the funny thing is, like, someone else jumped in and was like, "Oh, well, he was definitely the victim because he just wanted." I'm like, "Dude, chill. Listen, like, I don't like to use the word incel because it's like a new word, but that's exactly what this guy was. And this guy was sympathetic to the character." I'm like, "Dude, hold on a second."
Or was he just a plain old simp?
Yeah, exactly. So he's like, "Well, this guy was definitely the victim because he was just in love with her." I'm like, "Yo, okay. This guy had an opening to tell this girl that he liked her, to tell him how he felt about her. She gave him the opening. She straight up asked him, 'Do you like me?' And he said no and decided to make the wish instead to make her obsessed with him. He made a wish and this girl was just obsessed with him. Anything and everything was like, hey, dude, she like duct taped the whole door shut so he wouldn't go to work and stay with her on the day that she wasn't working. So
The
I'm
fatal
like, dude,
attraction.
it's like the equivalent of roofying her a drink. You know what I mean? It's like you wish that him wishing that him like he was a fucking pussy. His character sucked. You find out in the movie that his best friend was banging the girl like before all this happened. He's like, yeah, but you know, his friend knew that he liked her and he banged her anyway. And I'm like, dude, that fucking happens. You know,
Yeah.
that
Welcome to
happens.
real life.
It's like, look, you got a friend that can talk to women and hook up with them. And you're not that type of guy. You're the guy who keeps your fucking mouth shut. And he's
Guess
got a
what? Your
chance.
friend's gonna be getting it.
If your friend has a chance, if she likes your friend, she's going to go for it too. It happens.
Yeah, but
I know
that's
firsthand.
just the way that it is.
I know firsthand, but it's not like I sit there crying about it. You get over it. You know, it's like, yeah, this kid was a fucking incel. This kid was a fucking simp. This kid was a fucking pussy because he couldn't man up. And I get it. It's a movie. If he would have just manned up at the moment, there wouldn't be a movie.
Yeah.
But I
that's
understand
essentially
the
the crux
problem
of
is
the-
it's like
yeah.
people think that just because you don't like a movie, you don't understand it. No, I understand what made this character so unlikable. I didn't like
Yeah.
him. I didn't like the whole fact that it's like, oh, I got to make a wish. It's like, dude, you're a pussy. Dude, I'm not good with the ladies. I've had shit like that happen to me where my buddies bang a chick that I like. You get over it. Get over it.
You move on.
You know, I'm really the person to say get over it. But like in that sense, it's like, dude, you got to understand something. She has her own mind. Your buddy has his own mind. They have their needs. They have their wants. If they want to go for each other, they're going to go for each other because you beat around the bush. You didn't say shit. You were feeling this way the whole time and you kept your mouth shut. Even when she asked you straight up, how do you feel about me? Do you like me? No, come on. Like,
What?
I'll make a wish
God, no.
instead.
Well, I mean, the lesson learned here is once a pussy, always a pussy. And new age, old age doesn't matter. It's like it's the same lesson. Like you either do it or don't.
The lesson learned here is don't believe other people when they say that a movie is fucking awesome. Because this movie was not fucking awesome. Curry Barker, following him on like Instagram and shit, like his videos are funny. I find those videos funny. And then it's like, I see, like even before I knew what Obsession was, I saw a post that he's going to be doing a Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Oh my God,
remake.
that scares me.
And I'm like, this guy's going to do a fucking
Why is
Texas
he doing
Chainsaw.
that?
And I'm reading the comments like, well, he did such a great job with Obsession. It makes it. I'm like, hold on a second. What the fuck is Obsession? And I went to see it and I'm like, this movie is complete shit. And it's funny because like there was one scene where he leaves for work and she's like, okay, I'll be waiting here for you. And she's standing there and she starts to piss herself.
Oh, she's like a dog, just waiting, like just stand there in wait
And
position.
the girl, like 2 seats over to me, she's like, why is she peeing herself? I want to be like, are you fucking stupid? Don't you get it? She's obsessed with him. She says, I'm going
Here's
to
your
wait right
side.
here for you. So that's exactly what she's doing. That's how obsessed with him she is, that she's going to stand by the door the whole fucking time waiting for him. So she's not going to run to the bathroom. She's going to wait for that door to open for him to come in. And when he comes home, there's piss and shit all over the place where she was just standing. And what's crazy was the movie opens with like the dude's cat dying. You know, his cat's dead. She keeps bringing it up. You keep seeing she keeps like digging it up, like keep bringing the cat out, whatever. So there's a scene like before he comes home to her pissing shit all over herself. And he's sitting there and he's like she made him lunch. So he's sitting there eating it, and it says something like there was a note specially made for you, and he's eating it. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why are you eating this?
Yeah.
You know? So his friend Sarah looks at it and he's like, oh, what does this mean? Thoughts, cat? And he looks down at the sandwich, opens it up, and it was the cat that he was eating. I'm like, you know what I mean? It was like shit like that. I was able to figure, I'm like, he's eating the fucking cat. Like even before she found the note, I'm like, he's eating the cat. This girl's fucking crazy. He's eating the fucking cat.
I mean, he's taking the whole play on the Fatal Attraction with the rabbit, you know, in the fucking pot.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, this fucking albino dude's just pulling out of everything, you know. It's just
no. I could type whatever I want.
What? No, God, no.
So apparently, he's got another movie coming out.
I cannot believe he's going to do a Texas Chainsaw.
He's doing a Texas Chainsaw remake that he's doing with A24. And the other thing I didn't know about...
not that company.
Right. And the other thing that I didn't realize is that this movie was a Blumhouse movie. So I should have, like, as soon as I saw that, you know, come onto the screen, I should have been like, all right,
should have run.
I should have left. I should have been like, listen, there are people talking.
I can't... Has Blumhouse done a single movie that's even remotely, like...
Well, Blumhouse did They did the Halloween, the newer Halloween trilogy, which honestly, I thought the first one, 2018, I thought that one was good. I thought Halloween Kills was good, but Halloween Ends was the one that was a complete pile of shit. And we've spoken about this already, so I'm not going to go into that.
Awesome, dude. Yeah.
So he's got this other movie that's going to be coming out at some point. Something about ghosts. Hold on a second.
Dude, it's so funny. It makes me think of that Mitch Hedberg joke. It's like, oh yeah, you're a comedian. Can you write? You're a cook. Can you farm? It's like you make skits on Instagram. Can you make a fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie?
Yeah, so he's got a movie coming out called Anything But Ghosts. I don't know what it is because I'm anything but interested. And I'm anything but interested. So apparently it's going to be within the universe of Obsession. Yeah.
Obsession now has a universe?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, shit. Okay, so how are you going to play
He's
this
really
in?
building from the ground up here.
All the main characters in this movie are dead. Like, how are you going to connect them? Was it going to be like a newsreel? Like, it's like, murder took place today and blah, blah, blah. It's going to be like Nikki running out. It's like, come on, dude. Like, the movie.
I mean, unless the director kills himself in the movie, then there's really no connecting point to the universe.
This is one of those movies that makes me question whether or not I want to go see horror movies in the theater anymore. Because I saw the trailer for Evil Dead Burn, and
dude,
Evil Dead Burn, and it looks about as shitty as Rise, maybe shittier.
And then isn't a sequel, Evil Dead Flush? Isn't that coming out after?
Yeah, that's the one after that. That's the last one.
That's where the giant turd just goes right down the hopper.
I mean, dude, down Gordon Green, right? He's the one who did the Halloween movies. He did that movie Exorcist Believer, and that movie was complete shit also. And he said, I'm going to step away from doing the next Exorcist movie because that was supposed to be a trilogy also. So the thing is, when you put out a movie,
fucking trilogies now.
Whenever you put out a movie like The Exorcist, and you brandish, you have that name. Everybody knows the original Exorcist. Everybody knows how fantastic that movie was. This is part of that, quote unquote universe now. This is part of that story because Ellen Burstyn and Linda Blair are both in the movie. So it's like, okay, this is connected.
Well, of course, because it's a nostalgia thing. Like when a movie's shit, bring in somebody from the beginning, so people go, "Oh, look who's in it," and then forget, "Oh, this movie sucks."
Right, but the problem is like what they did to Ellen Burstyn in the movie. You know what I mean? They blinded her. The demonic children fucking blinded her. It's like, how are you gonna do this to a fucking legacy character fucking 50 years after the original came out?
That's what happens when you take a dump on something.
It really is, because the
It's a
whole thing. I see, like,
cataclysmic dump.
I guarantee you did not see the movie. I know you didn't see the movie.
No, because I saw the trailer and I'm like, I'm not watching this shit. I just didn't like the contour and the two of them, and it's like, okay, so we gotta have the duality, you got the black and white, and it's like it's all the subtle tone, like the undertones of like, all the Masonic, pairings and what have you. And I'm like, nah.
Right. So like the big thing was, now it's the end of the movie. They have the Catholic priest in there, they have a rabbi, they have all people from different denominations, different religions coming in there to try and save these two girls, and the devil gives them an ultimatum. You can only save one, and you got to say these words or whatever it was.
I ripped off from the Joker. You could only save one person.
Exactly. And it's so funny because I just saw that scene on Instagram, but it's like you can only save one. So everybody's like, oh, what do we do? What do we do? So like the father, the white father, steps in and says, it's my daughter, so what happens? What do you think happens?
Curry Barker comes in.
Yeah.
He makes a wish. I wish you could save both of them.
Yeah. Well, okay. So predictable, the white girl dies and the black girl is saved. I had a problem with that. Not because it was the white girl who died and the black girl who was saved, but because that's not the way the devil works. The devil would have given the guy what he asked for so he could live with that guilt for the rest of his life. Am I wrong?
I mean, if you really want to think about what true suffering is, and the whole monkey paw syndrome, yeah, you'd want the most eternal, strife you can deal with. So but see, once again, this is the shit that bothers me, man. Like and I'm not saying this is necessarily woke, but it's in that same vein of where we have to palliate like all the problems of the world in all these movies for people that are bothered by something that had nothing to do with these movies. That for some reason they think I'm going to watch this movie and all of a sudden feel appeased at some of the givings that they're getting from that movie when it comes to social commentary bullshit. So It's like, here you are, the white girl being sacrificed because we got to, save the black girl. I don't care about either one of them, but it's
same.
This is all that social commentary. It's all that, we have to appease these audiences that aren't, and the audiences you're trying to appease aren't the ones that are supporting you. They're not the ones that are watching these fucking movies. And it's like, you ruin the construct of movies and stories because for one, you can't let anything fucking die. Like everything has to keep being made in perpetuity. Like how many more, now look into the world. How many more Exorcist movies do you fucking want? I'm not asking people. I'm asking the satanic fucking machine that runs Hollywood. How many more possession movies do you need? Like, it's been done to death. It's like enough already. It's the same thing like with all these movies, all these series, all these IPs. Like, just stop fucking making more of them. And stop doing remakes. Remakes don't refresh it. Like, this dumb shit now is going to make a fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Do we need another Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Really?
Dude, and one of the things,
and it's going to be like a fucking Instagram skit. Like it's going to, what the hell are we going to fucking...
And apparently he wants to make it in the vein of the Texas Chainsaw movie that came out, the one with Jessica Biel.
So
and that movie was great.
Dude, I love that one.
That was a great remake.
But there's no way he's going to make one of that caliber.
But dude, here's the thing. People are already sucking his dick. Obviously not literally, figuratively sucking his dick because of this one movie. People are already all over this fucking movie and love this movie, Obsession. So whenever he puts something out now, game over. It's going to be...
Oh, he's Jordan Peele himself.
Exactly. Because like I even said...
He's the next one. He's the next one coming up in this echelon.
See, like I was watching a TikTok live last night, and you know how like they usually have a little caption at the top, and it says, "What is an overrated movie?" Obsession. Oh, really? You think Obsession? You think Obsession? Really? I thought that movie was good. Blah blah blah. I'm like, no, it was makes me question whether or not I want to see horror movies in the theater ever again. And I even said, I showed you one of my comments where
I will say
said,
this though, not to cut off, Stream kept hope alive.
Exactly, and that movie should have
It's not all for naught. It's not all for naught. There are good movies still being made.
Exactly, and a movie like Stream should have the traction that Obsession has.
It should have. It should replace it. All this, the obsession over Obsession should have been for Stream, because Stream was a solid fucking movie.
It really was, and it only had a 3-day release in the theater, and the only people who really went to see it were fans of the Terrifier movies.
Yeah.
Because we're the only ones who knew about it, really.
Yeah.
It didn't get the kind of marketing that this piece of shit movie had, but it was a great freaking movie. A lot of people give a lot of credit to Damien Leone for, bringing back the slasher genre. And that's fine. I don't necessarily disagree with that, because I am a fan of the Terrifier movies. But for the real slasher fans, whether or not you like the Terrifier movies, you would definitely love Stream.
Yeah.
Stream is definitely that kind of a movie.
Dude, even for me, because you and I, we're little of that duality with Terrifier. I have many contentions with Terrifier, and
yeah, and that's fine. And dude, I have my own contention with it too.
I love Stream. It's like, I'm not there for Terrifier, where a lot of people brought in from Terrifier, like yourself, what have
exactly.
you. I'm not. I'm the external, and I'm the one that, I love Jeffrey Combs. And it's like, I saw Jeffrey Combs, and I saw, a bunch of other really fucking awesome names in that fucking movie, and it lives up to what you hoped it would be. It's
right, and it was one of those movies where those cameo appearances weren't just to have the cameo appearances. They actually were part of the movie, and they did a good job. It wasn't just like, oh, look, there's Tim Curry. It's like, no, Tim Curry's in his wheelchair. Yeah, he's wearing a mask, but he's a part of the movie. Yeah. There's Dee Wallace. She's a part of the movie. All these people. How
small the role was. They played their roles well.
Exactly. It didn't feel like they were there just because they were who they were.
Well, in other words, it didn't feel contrived or too forced. It was fluid. It was fun. Like, the only contention I had was like that drunk dude I felt was not even comically drunk. It was just totally. Sorry, bro. I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
But
Daniel Roebuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't hit for me. But outside of that, I thought everyone was fantastic. It's so much fun seeing Sheridan not as doofy.
Right.
Unfortunately, that poor guy has been pigeonholed into one character.
Yeah. But the thing is, too, though, I'm so glad. Like, even, Michael Levy, when he posted in the Stream fan group on Facebook that it was going to be on Tubi, I commented. I'm like, this is great. There are so many people I told about this movie, and now they can actually watch it.
Because I'm one of those people.
He gave me like a thumbs. Yeah, he gave me like a thumbs up or whatever, or like, oh, that's great, something like that. And it's like, awesome.
I've been waiting for Tubi to pick it up for like 2 years now.
I know, and I'm glad that Tubi did pick it up.
Well, Tubi fucking rocks, man. Like, I have to give them credit, man. They get a lot of really good, like, IP, if you want to, for lack of a better descriptor.
And it's crazy, like some of the stuff that you find on there. Like, I'm like,
and they maintain a lot of great stuff on there, man. And like, the only thing that pissed me off that they got rid of was the Rock from the Sun. Not that they got rid of it. They obviously lost the fucking rights to it, but
yeah, I mean, you can't find that anywhere anyway. You can't even find it to buy digitally.
I went to see the show on Blu-ray. It's like over $100. I'm like, I'm not.
Yeah.
That.
Well, that's because I think at this point that might be from third-party sellers. Like, I don't even think it would cost that much if it was coming directly from Amazon, though.
Yeah. Sucks, man.
But that's what happens, It's like a show disappears, and it's like, you want it. It's like, you're going to have to pay, motherfucker.
Yeah, well, dude, when it was on Tubi, I watched that nonstop. And that was like, even my girlfriend, she would come to visit, and she got into the show, too, because I would always have it on. Like, I would just play through the seasons, and just one of my favorite sitcoms.
Yeah, dude, I mean, there are some shows that I would love to watch again that I just refuse to buy another subscription. Like,
so what's one of those shows?
Well, like, okay, so, all right, so like Hulu has Last Man Standing.
Oh yeah, so you love that.
I love that show. Yeah. That show is great. You know, and more
And Hulu has the
specifically,
new one too, right? I haven't. I only watched that first episode.
Right, I was about to say that too. Shifting Gears.
Shifting Gears. There you go. Yeah.
Trust me, like that's another one that I want to see more of. I mean, like it started out kind of corny.
Love the thought of it, you know,
but
like
exactly. So I just, I love Tim Allen. I think he's great.
So do
and I love
dude,
watching his shows.
Yeah.
And one of the cool things about Tim Allen's shows, Home Improvement, Last Man Standing, and now Shifting Gears, there's always a connection between the shows. Like in Last Man Standing, he did a double role in one episode where he was Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Yeah.
And
then Jonathan Taylor Thomas, wasn't he in one?
Jonathan Taylor Thomas was in it. And it's funny because he was in there as two different characters. What's her name?
I love, dude, that's another Home Improvement's another classic show, dude. Like I could watch that. I don't know if anybody watching, like you have shows that you like for me, like I always have Goosebumps on because they always have like it on YouTube. So I always play. It's a standard background thing I could always put on and just have it in the background and just watch it.
So yeah, Patricia Richardson, she plays one of his neighbors. And it's funny because like when she talks about her husband who passed away, who was terrible with fixing things, but always tried.
So Tim Taylor died in that universe? And then
no, because he played Tim Taylor in a later season.
Okay,
but
so
there was, at the end of the first episode that she was on, she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm just going out to dinner with my son." And Jonathan Taylor Thomas walks out, and they just start laughing. She's like, "Come on, Randy, let's go." And he's like, "Oh hey, how you doing?" He's like, "You look familiar. Have we met before?" He's like, "No, I don't think so." But then there was another.
Brad couldn't be there, but he was too busy being in jail.
I know, it sucks, man, because I loved Brad. Like rewatching Home Improvement when I had Netflix for that short time.
Yeah.
He really was a funny character, man.
They were all funny,
right? But he was like a really good older brother character. But I just want to get back to Last Man Standing when Jonathan Taylor Thomas was on it because he came back as another character. He owned a restaurant. He was a successful guy, and he gave a job to, I was gonna say Tim Taylor, Mike Baxter. That was his character's name. Gave a job to his daughter, who they went to high school together and everything. And it's funny because like when they go to the family goes to the restaurant, sitting down, Jonathan Taylor Thomas comes out and he's like, "Hey," he's like, "You did really well for yourself here, son. Do you mind if I call you son? Kind of feels right." Like shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then the connection between Last Man Standing and Shifting Gears was at the end of Last Man Standing, Mike Baxter's car gets stolen. He's got like an old, like 1940s, like green truck, like a pickup truck, it's got the flatbed in the back and everything. And so in an episode of Shifting Gears, you see them working on that car and it is supposed to actually be that car. He's like, "Yeah, we got this car. I spoke to the owner. It was stolen a couple of years ago and we found it and we're working on it for him." I'm like, "Oh, that's so," yeah. I'm like, "That's fucking cool." Like, I love that Tim Allen, connects his shows in a
absolutely.
way.
With Last Man Standing, did it have a formal ending? Was that like they gave it like the?
Yeah, because it was on ABC.
Some shows just get canceled and they didn't really give you that.
It was on ABC for 7 seasons, and then
it
it was on.
Dude, I mean,
right, and then it was canceled for a couple of years, and Fox picked it up for 2 seasons.
Oh, so,
yeah. See, like, I'll be honest, I was more of a fan of the first 7 seasons.
Oh, so it was 7 seasons, then it got picked up for another 2. It wasn't 7 seasons in total. Okay.
Yeah. It was 9 seasons.
I thought totality was 7 seasons.
No. In total, it was 9 seasons.
Gotcha.
But 7 were with ABC and 2 were with Fox. So, but the thing is, when it came back, they had a different character play my favorite character, Mandy.
Right. You talked about this, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Several times, yeah. The character,
Molly Ephraim, I think I'm saying the name right. Molly Ephraim played Mandy, and she was just like a perfect character. She was like the ditzy daughter.
So what did the actress get picked up? What was the tenure of time from the show getting canceled to getting picked up again?
I think it was somewhere between 2 and 3 years. It might have even been longer than that.
Wow, so that's a good show. Yeah, because at that point, I'm surprised they got even the rest of the actors altogether.
Right. She was working on something else.
I know. Think about it. If you have like 2 or 3 years and you're a working actor, you want to get another. You want to be on something. It's hard to get people.
Yeah. See, like the thing is too, though, because like one of the other daughters was working on other stuff too, but she actually made appearances. But like with a character like Mandy, who was a main character, and
Yeah, you have to replace her.
right, like she was just a great character because she was kind of ditzy, but like she was when you see character development, like her character was probably the best to watch develop,
Over those
because
years, right? Yeah.
yeah, because it was like she always seemed like the type of person who was always out there for herself, but then like she would kind of surprise you and do something that was very selfless, and that's one of the things I loved about her character, because her character and the guy who ultimately ended up being her husband on the show, his character's name was Kyle. Like they were both like that same kind of dumb, but they were like really like sweethearts. Like they just always they were like kind of they were, like I said, kind of ditzy, but like just really deep down. Like Kyle was more like in the open a good person, whereas Mandy, it was like
You
she
had to peel back the
surprised you.
layers more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So like that's one of the things I liked about her
More guarded.
character was like you always think it's like, oh, this girl's always out for herself, and then it's like, oh, she just
Oh, she's not a
you
total
know
bitch.
exactly like in one episode,
You bitch.
the housekeeper, like her niece was at the house, and she was talking about like how her father was like in Afghanistan at the war in the war or whatever, and then like Mandy decides to put up the money to have him sent home for Christmas, like for
Yeah.
this family. And I
Little
was like,
humanity.
exactly. And it's like, you see a lot of that from her throughout the series, and it's like it just makes you love the character when you're like, oh, she's not just cute, like she does good shit, you know.
Dude, it's very similar to like it's even that aspect is even more embellished with soap operas because they're ongoing.
I knew
So
you were gonna say that.
oh, because
I
it
knew.
is but it's like that because you watch, you're watching and one day you'll be like the beginning of the episode will start like this actress is now being played by, and it's just they just come in and now they're just coming in with all this character development, and now you it's a brand new face, and it's like wow, it's hard to take sometimes because you're looking and going, man, it's hard to like convey everything that's been going on, and now it's a brand new person. It's like you weren't married to this person, you just came in here today. Who are you? But it's unforgiving that business, man, because they don't stop for anything. It's like they can't make it anymore, being replaced or killed off. Either way. Then again, in soap operas, nobody really ever truly dies.
Right.
So
And
they die for like a million times.
yeah, see, like one of the things is like, it's very rare that when another actor comes into play, at least, see, I don't watch soap operas, so I can't speak for soap operas, but in watching like sitcoms and stuff like that, and TV shows, it's very rare that an actor will come in replacing another actor of an already existing character and do the job the same, where like the character doesn't totally change because of the actor portraying that
I mean,
character.
unfortunately, the change isn't. It's going to change, like because you have a completely different person playing it, and then like the writers even just you could tell the writers concede when that happens because it's like they're not even trying to make the characters, so the characters becomes a completely different character. It's like they share zero traits, and I don't just mean physically, physical observable traits. Like just it's all just it's a completely different. Like you look at a character now, it's like man, the actor they had was an asshole. This one's a massive douchebag. It's like now I hate this character altogether.
And dude, I'll be honest with you, one of the very few times where I saw like the newer actor portraying an existing character was from the show Superman and Lois. I don't know if you ever watched that show. It was actually a good show. The girl, I'm reading her name right now, Indy Navarrete. She was the girl who played Nikki in Obsession. And it's like I'm looking at the cast, and she's got second billing to Superman now because of that movie. You could tell. But in that show, the guy who played, I'm looking at their names now. Jordan Elsas played John Kent, which was one of Superman's sons. But in the later seasons, I think it might have been like the last 2 seasons, maybe 3. Another, and the only reason I'm reading the names is because the guy who replaced the actor who played John Kent is named Michael Bishop.
Oh boy.
So, but what I'm saying is that it's one of those very rare times where an actor replacing the original, like another actor in that role, played it very close to the way the original guy did. So when I saw this new guy, I'm like, oh god. See, like I didn't watch the show until like after it was done. Like another show that I watched on Hulu, you know. Um, and I'm like, wait, who's this kid? Who is that guy? Because like I remember like falling asleep watching an episode, and then it went into
it's a fever dream. It's like, what the hell's going on?
And then it went into a season where this Michael Bishop was playing John Kent, and I'm like, wait a minute, who's this guy?
Yeah.
And I had to like IMDb it right away. And I'm like, oh man, they replaced him. But as I'm watching, I'm like, you know what? This kid's not bad. He did a good job following the original.
It's a tough role, man. Like, especially in soap operas, because you're playing a character that people have attached to, potentially, whether it's positive or negative, whether it's an asshole character, what have you. And now you're coming in full steam. Like, you're just coming in and you have to act like you've been here the whole time, and you have to act like, especially when you're in a relationship in the show, like you're now, with that person. It's like, wow, we haven't seen you before. Now we have to pretend like everything that's been happening over the last couple weeks with the story arc, you've been there.
Exactly.
It's impossible to do. I always give those actors grace because it's like, it's a really tough position to be in.
Right. So
you're going to get a lot of ire immediately because people can be like, oh, who's this? They suck.
Right. So in season 1 of Last Man Standing, there was a different actress who played the character Kristen, but in season 2, it became a different actress, and she was Kristen throughout the rest of the series.
The rest of the show, yeah.
So, yeah, so it's like, okay, you had this one actress in season 1, you kind of got attached to her, and again, I didn't really watch the show until after it was done. So, I didn't really have time to, like, get, like, too attached to her.
Yeah. That's an easy transition, though.
It is an easier transition because like the character didn't really have enough time to develop.
She may have been the original, but when you look at the show, how it spanned, she pretty much worked that show.
Right, exactly. Yeah, because she was in 8 seasons while the original actress was just in one. And the guy who played, who ultimately ended up becoming her husband, her baby daddy at the time, was originally played by Nick Jonas. So, and then season 2 and on, it was a different actor completely, which again, I like the way the actor portrayed the character because they were two like ultra liberal parents. So it made it like funny because it was like that whole contrast about how, Tim Allen's character, Mike Baxter, was
very
ultra conservative.
Right?
Yeah. So
it's that whole left-right paradigm that
exactly. Yeah. And I'll always say this, my favorite episode was, it was a Halloween episode, and the family decided to have like their own like little family party where they each dress as another member of the family. It was like the funniest episode because Tim Allen comes in dressed as Trump. So like, they're like, wait a minute, why are you dressed as Trump? He's like, well, he's like family,
It would be funny, not that it's obviously no connection to family, but it'd be funny if you dressed as Santa.
Right, yeah. Well, I mean, but dude, yeah, they'll always make like they even make comments about like the movies that he was in too, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but I'm sure it was in there somewhere because they did it in Home Improvement a lot. Yeah, because like they did it in Home Improvement a lot too, where like Randy opens the door and it was a Halloween episode, and there was a kid dressed as a lion and one kid dressed as Buzz Lightyear. So he's like, I like your costume. Definitely lion's definitely way cooler than the spaceman or something like that, And like even like when Tim Allen, I think he was like playing with his niece, like the cat, like Tim Taylor is with his niece and she's playing with like a lion. He's like, hey, I got a better toy for you. And it was Buzz Lightyear. But I think that might have been like a blooper, but still funny.
I mean, dude, Tim Allen's done like a bevy of notable movies. So there's plenty of like meat on the bone for, like,
oh yeah, definitely.
Like little inside jokes and Easter eggs and things like that, variety.
Yeah.
I mean, think about Buzz Lightyear alone. Think about how many millions he's made just for that IP right there.
Yeah. Cause like that episode of Last Man Standing where that Patricia Richardson was on, while he's standing there like waiting to talk to her, his actual neighbor comes over by the fence. He's like, "Howdy ho, neighbor."
Yeah.
Was
he over? Like, was it?
Yeah. So it was like, obviously that was funny.
Tell me how to bucket
hat.
No,
did he? I think he did. Yeah. So he starts
like,
he's like, "Did you talk to her yet?" He's like, "No, I'm taking my time. I'm trying to like, because like she was working with tools early in the morning and like keeping the neighborhood awake or whatever." And he's like, it reminds me of the time with the Aztec. Like, whoa, hold on a second, buddy. He's like, you lost me at Heidi Ho. Okay, leave me alone. So,
dude, that's great.
Yeah, so a lot of those like little Easter eggs, like just really add to a lot of the Tim Allen shows, and I love every minute of it. But dude, I I don't know if you have Hulu, but if you get a chance to, I mean, I know
We had
you
Hulu
tried.
at one point.
I
We
know
did,
you
yeah.
tried watching it at one point, didn't you? Last Man
I
Standing.
did. I watched a little bit of that. I even watched that first episode of Shifting Gears.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But I wanted to like Shifting Gears because I love Sean William Scott, and he kind of fell off the fucking planet when it came to
I
the
know.
movies.
I know. Like,
And it's sad to me because, you know, of the, I don't know if you want to call it the school, you know, the American Pie school, he was always my favorite. I thought he was just the funniest fucking dude. You know, when you watch a movie when you had a set of actors that now are going to be blowing up and, you know, going everywhere. I thought to me he had the most potential of being,
dude,
like,
I totally thought that he would have
the
been
most
like
talent,
one of
you know,
the
the most humor, comedic time, and he's done great movies since, like, from that point. But he did, like maybe like 10 years after like American Pie, he just kind of dropped. You don't see him anymore.
Yeah, I mean, there was Old School, which I thought he was hilarious in that.
Dude,
He's like,
but
you got a freaking dart in your neck.
But like even yes,
Wait,
that is awesome.
Yes.
Like, and that's only a little like,
you got a
like a
freaking dart
cameo
in your neck.
virtually.
Wait, what?
Dude, the Rundown was great. That Shaolin Monk movie was fucking great.
Dude, and you still haven't seen Role Models.
I know.
Dude,
it's not on anything. I told you it's.
I know, dude. I
the
just wish
and
it
key,
was,
bro. I'm not buying the movie. You know what I mean? It's gotta be.
I know.
Some point.
See, like I'm the type of person that if I could find the movie to buy,
you'll just buckle down and buy it.
It's not even buckling down. It's like if it's $5 digitally, I'm like, fuck it, why not? It's only $5. But I bought the DVD when it first came out, so it's like I had.
There was that one movie too I
movie.
watched. The one I told you about. It was like really weird. The promotion. It was him and John C. Reilly when they were going after like the promotion of the.
I remember that movie. I never saw it,
and
but
I wanted to like that
it
so much because I love those two. But that movie was just not. It was a miss.
I know. It's always sad when you have two actors that you like that are in a movie together, and you think it's going to be epic because it's like, oh my god, these two guys. Yeah. These two guys are great. This movie's going to be epic, and it's like. That's what you put these two guys together for?
Yeah.
Like this?
And it's not even them. Like, they were fine. It's
this?
The movie. Yeah. Him? Fucking Michael Rourke of that shit. But yeah, dude, I really wanted to like the movie, but the movie was, it's just, it was like, for lack of a better descriptor, it was meh. It was just straight up
Sometimes
meh.
you just got to say it that way.
Yeah,
because
it was just meh.
Really, yeah.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. And I was so, and you, dude, you know, John C. Reilly and Sean William Scott in regards to comedy are fucking great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially John C. Reilly. Like, he's just one of the funniest, like that head, you know, that giant, like
yeah,
Krusty the Clown type head and hair. And he's just fucking hilarious.
And dude, it's so weird because you told me recently that he was the guy who played Bigfoot in the Tenacious D show and movie.
I'm surprised you didn't pick up on that too. Yeah.
I didn't, because you know what it is? It's like he had the hair around his head, and his head didn't look as big as it normally did.
Yeah, oddly enough. Voice though, when he was like, "Oh," he's like, "Take that thing off your butt. Time to fly." Like, the mannerisms. That's so John C. Reilly.
It was so funny in the show.
It's stuck to my butt.
He's like, "Man, that Tenacious D is really great." Yeah. Oh, who should I say? Who should I say said that? Tell him it was Sasquatch. Tell him it was a friend. Dude, that whole episode, that is one of the best episodes because it's Tenacious D. They find Sasquatch in the woods and he brings them to his cave because, like, he steps in a bear trap. They get him out with Bear Trap Be Gone. It was like a spray.
It's like Poo Be Gone from Envy.
Yeah, exactly. So he brings him to his cave and he like removes this sheet. And there's a drum set. So they're playing their song and he's like doing all like crazy stuff, whatever, like just going nuts. And they're like, you know, see, but here's the thing, you know, we've always just been a duet, you know? And like, sorry, man.
Easy way of kicking him out, yeah.
Yeah. So like they leave and he's just doing that scream in the But the best is the end, like when he's like, tell him it was a friend. And when he leaves the bar, he does this funny ass run and he does that scream. It's hilarious.
Yeah, man. Dude, and the funny thing is,
in search of Sasquatch.
Dude, and he gets, in my opinion, pigeonholed because people just remember him with Will Ferrell and
I know.
Step Brothers. And I'm going, don't get me wrong, that's a classic movie. But dude, there's at least a dozen movies that he was fucking hilarious in.
Dude, he was in Boogie Nights as a porn star.
That's right, he was. How weird
so
is that, man?
Yeah. Well, but dude, back in the 70s, man,
yeah, nobody cared.
So many porn stars look like that. I'm told. People tell me it's accurate. I wouldn't know firsthand.
But he'll name the cast. He knows the cast. But yeah, man, dude, there's so many fucking great. Dude, John C. Reilly's fucking awesome, dude.
He is, man. He is.
Dude, even the more, I mean, it's a more serious role, but like that, the vampire's assistant, I can't remember the full title.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
But that was supposed to be, you know, like a Harry Potter-esque series, you know, so
I
made
know,
of books. And we talked about this before, I don't necessarily on the show, but we've talked about how there were 2 series that I was so excited, loved the beginning of, but they never picked up, so they ended them. And one was the Percy Jackson, right? They made 2 movies, and then they dropped it.
I was going to say, I know they made more than one, but yeah.
They made a second one, but you could tell they kind of like threw in the towel in the second one.
Right, like they like half-assed it, and they're like, yeah this isn't going anywhere.
The second one was really half-assed. Dude, the first one is fucking amazing. The setup, right? Like, Logan, the fucking kid that played Percy was great. What's her name? Who we loved?
Alexandra Daddario.
Yeah, she was great. Like, one was a great movie, and then 2 visually was nice, but they phoned it in. It was just so
Right.
You could tell they didn't put the effort in, and you could tell it was. I guess they knew it was like the series wasn't going to go further, so they're like, let's just wrap it up and just throw it out there. And then there's the Vampire Assistant one, which was another that it was supposed to be a series, you know, series of books. And the beginning, dude, that first movie was awesome. Like John C. Reilly as a vampire, semi badass, was fucking great. Like I love that movie, and that had such potential. And dude, the host of actors in that thing, from like random people you haven't seen in forever, like Orlando Jones and Ray Stevenson, who's now dead, you know, and
yeah, but that movie was also like kind of forever ago, wasn't it?
I mean, at this point, yeah. I mean, but like this is I want to say early 2000s. I think that's. But and Josh Hutcherson, like he was like the evil side, like the 2 kids, and you know, that had promise, man. I was really blown away that it didn't even go further to a second movie. I thought it would at least get a second movie.
Dude. Okay, so it came out in 2009.
Okay.
I thought it actually came out longer ago than that. See, I never saw this
What's
movie.
the full title? It's something
Cirque du Freak.
That's it. Yeah, Cirque du
Freak. The vampire.
Yeah.
Dude, he looks like his character. He kind of looks like, I hate to put it this way because I love John C. Reilly, but he looks like a bootleg Kiefer Sutherland from Lost Boys. But
he's hilarious in it though. Like
I'm sure he is. So
dude, the world they painted was really cool. Like it had a lot of promise. Dude, Ken Watanabe's in it. Like he's like, there's so many random like great actors in it that are throughout the movie, and it's a shame that it just never. I'm under the presumption that it did really poorly in the theater.
Yeah, Salma Hayek, Willem Dafoe,
dude, a lot of people.
Patrick Fugget.
Fuck this shit.
Patrick.
Very dumb idea.
Get me Fugget right now.
Get me Fugget.
Patrick Fugget.
We get him. Nah, fuck it.
I'm sure I might be saying the name wrong. It's probably like Patrick Fugit.
Yeah,
you know, like
Fugit sounds very actorish.
Fugit. It's Fugit.
Fudget. Fudget.
My name is Edith, not Edith.
Edith.
But it's a girl's name. And it's like, no. It's like, so
you see,
you were named after
it is a girl's name.
I was named after my grandmama. So you see.
It's
a girl's name.
Ghost Dad. That's a sleep, dude. That movie's fucking. See, everybody, this is the problem. When something happens, whether it's true or not, it erases the legacy of a character. You know, so Bill Cosby's forever erased now, and he's comedically so great, and the movies he was in. Dude, Ghost Dad was so funny.
Dude, I remember even from the trailer, the one thing I thought was hilarious when the bus was going through him, and he was like about to go through this old lady's crotch, like she's sitting at the end of the bus, like crocheting something, and he's just like, no.
Kind of makes me think of the Drop Dead Fred.
I met a guy named I met a man named Edith.
So you see, it is that whole scene. That argument going back and forth. He's like, it's so funny.
So your grandmother's name was Edith? No, it was Edith. That's so, that movie is so great. And I haven't seen it since like back
dude,
in
it's
the
been
day.
eons,
Either,
man.
But that's one of those scenes that like you remember because movies back then were memorable.
They were back then. Yeah.
You could have seen a movie once. It may not have made an impact in the box office. It may not have made an impact after its video release. But there was a lot more to remember about those movies than what you see nowadays.
Like, for example, like Ghost Dad, right? I couldn't tell you the whole movie. It's been
same.
decades, but I remember that scene so well because we were dude, dying, like just crying. You see, it's the classic Crosbyisms.
I mean, it was just different back then. You know,
Shit just hit different.
Movies were just so much more memorable back then. Movies were just so much better back then. It's like that's why you get movies today like Obsession.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I say,
and that's
man,
not all, dude. There are like
I know, dude.
Just like I'm just saying this for the people. Like, I mean, there are good stuff. Like, we're talking about in general. Like, it's just the generality of it is it's most of it's just tepid.
Right. See, like I saw the movie Weapons. And I liked it. I thought it was a good movie. People say, well, what movie did you like? Weapons. Some people think it was overrated. Some people didn't like it at all. Some people thought it was stupid. Okay. That's it. I'm not going to argue with you. I didn't make the fucking movie. I just liked it. You know?
Like that classic joke. Some people hate it. Some people liked it. Some people thought it was okay.
Yeah, but but that's the thing though. It's like, you know, what we were talking about earlier about how people get so defensive. It's like, I don't think Curry Barker gives a shit that I didn't like his movie while he's counting his fucking millions of dollars that he made from the fucking movie. Just like he doesn't give a shit that you're sitting here defending him. He doesn't know you exist.
See, that's okay. Not to deviate too far for this, but that's an important aspect that people need to always remember. It's like we can be critical of people. They don't give a shit about that. But more importantly, the sycophants out there that are defending him, they don't give a fuck about you either. Like, they don't care. Like, they're not going to look at you and go, I'm going to make more movies for that person. They don't care. They don't care that you're defending them. Like, you're not doing them a favor. Like, you're not helping them out.
Curry Barker's different, man. He's like us. He came from TikTok, bro.
If you think Curry Barker's going to look at you one day and go, wait a minute, you're that comment that said he's great? Here's a free movie ticket.
Dude, I got to tell you, thank you so much for sticking up for me on Instagram. I'm so glad that you put that middle-aged man down when he needed to be.
That case of middle-ageism.
These darn incels, they don't understand why my movie's so good.
We're outsells. We're not incels, we're outsells.
Yeah, right.
He's the fucking incel. I'm a
He's the sell
Duracell.
out.
Yeah, sell out. Dude, he fucking, like, you know, like, I'm waiting for some family member to die now because when he signed that fucking deal, you know, something. Yeah. Because here's the thing, I'm beyond criticism of a movie. No movie is allowed to get big unless it's just that. It's being allowed. Like, so when you see a movie like this that literally spent less than $1 million and now it's making what is it, $1 billion at this point in profit?
100 million.
So 100 million. That's not organic. Nothing is organic. Like, that's the problem is, like, when you look at YouTube and stuff like this, like what we do, YouTube and social media aspects have opened up those doors, but make no mistake about it. It may have usurped a lot of power from Hollywood, but Hollywood eventually gets their fingers on it and they control it. So nothing gets big, nothing blows up, and nothing gets viral without the okay. So just always understand that. Like it or, you know, this has nothing to do with liking or even hating. Just understand that nothing's organic anymore. Everything is controlled. Right. So when I say he sold out, I mean it because he's not just some dude that worked hard and got lucky and just happened to get picked up. Some of the best artists, some of the best music, some of the best stuff has always got buried because they didn't play with the big dogs. They didn't sign their soul away. They didn't sign that deal because they can bury whatever they want. So when something is big, it's because it's being allowed to be big. This is inarguable. I don't want to hear any backlash on that because this is how it works now. Everything's controlled. It's just how it is.
But there are some situations where I feel it's the people who actually speak into making certain things famous or big. Because you know, let's have this discussion then. You have Michael Jackson.
Right.
Okay, for the 5th episode in a row, Michael Jackson.
for every episode going forward.
Well, because I feel like this goes in line with what you're talking about, because I feel like Michael Jackson wasn't part of that. I feel like he was able to actually organically become as big as he was because the people actually loved him, loved his music, and loved everything that he did. I feel the same way with Prince, but if you look at people like Michael Jackson and Prince, to be able to get to that position without being in the pocket of the elites, you know, they don't like that shit. Because you look at Prince and you look at Michael Jackson, they were one of the very few artists who owned the rights to their own music. That's unheard of in the music industry.
Well, it's
So when an artist,
of course.
right? So when an artist owns their own music, the company's not making the type of money that they're supposed to be making off of this artist. So what's the best thing to do? Take them out. Either destroy their character or take them out completely.
Well, it's also too. I mean, first of all, artists are worth more dead than alive. That's just
Oh,
how
absolutely,
it is.
absolutely. And we've mentioned this before that Shaka Khan talked about when she had a conversation with her manager saying,
trust me, she's one of many. Like
right.
That conversation is the standard conversation.
Absolutely, you are worth more to me dead than you are alive,
and
that speaks volumes.
Okay, so look at a perfect example. Not to deviate too far from this, but I'm going to rein it back in with Whitney Houston. Right, here's a perfect example of when you are past your prime, like you're used and abused and you're no longer of service, then you're officially worth more dead than alive. Whereas if they could still ride you like Seabiscuit for a couple more albums and wait for that genius to come out, they'll do that. But make no mistake, you're expendable. So just to give you a little bit more of a broad spectrum with that, Michael Jackson was sold out as a child. You know what I mean? He was into the business the whole time.
Yeah.
So he most certainly was allowed to be famous. Now, did he have organic growth? Everyone has some degree of organic growth. But he also had a lot of help too, because you don't become a household name on your own. So he was a product, and part of the reason he's dead, or at least his character's dead, is because he got too big for what he was allowed to do or be. So when he bought out, when he got out of his contract and he owned like half of Sony, and then he went out there and said Joey Matolla's the devil, and among many other things, the reason that ruffled a lot of feathers is because he's owned. You can't be not owned. You know what I mean? Like, we have a certain group of people that own the music business in Hollywood. I'm not going to say names, but we know who they are. And they control all those facets and all those, I'll say artists, but they're not viewed as artists. They're viewed to us as artists, but they're just, products, if you will, for those that run the industries. And there is a handful of people that run the industries, and it's the same ones that run them. So with Michael Jackson, he was manufactured, he was built up, his talent shined. He gained the notoriety and the love and adoration of millions of people, and he's one of the few people to become not just a household name, but like a worldwide. Like we talked about this before in a prior episode.
Yeah,
him and Coca-Cola, probably two logos, two like brands that are recognized in any area. Like you can go into remote deserts of like Africa, they know who Michael Jackson and Coca-Cola is.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but the thing is, that's not purely organic. You don't get that. That necessitates help. But I will say that he himself was a phenomenal star. You know what I mean? Very talented dude. And, you don't get that fame without the talent, but at the same time, you don't get put out there unless you're in with the crew. It's just how it is. Like, was he a full witch in the coven? Like Madonna and all of them? No, I don't think so. I think he was his own person, and he clearly wanted to be his own person. And you're not allowed, which is why that character no longer exists on the world stage. It's because you're not allowed to get too big. It's the same, dude. And not to go off on a rant with this, but it's the same reason when you look at like football, right? I love football. Obviously, the hat's not a joke. But when you look at like the element of football, right? The most important because all sports are Masonic based. Like in other words, the constructs, the formatting, it's all based off Masonic symbology, what have you. What's the most important position? Quarterback, which is why predominantly quarterbacks are always heralded, and the most heralded are white quarterbacks. So when you look at someone like the Ravens, you have Lamar Jackson, who's a real brother, like an actual black dude. He's always the focal point of contention. They don't want that type of person to be the most important person. So people will be like, well, Patrick Mahomes is black. I'm like, no, he's not. He's like half. Like he's light skinned and he covers. To me, I look at that as a corporate loophole. It's like where they look at him going, oh, see, he's a black guy, but he's light skinned and he's pretty much a white boy. So we cover that spectrum. But you look at Lamar Jackson, he's the most divisive player out there because everyone loves to shit on him, and and he's the most amazing fucking player. So he's my favorite player, and my personal opinion, the best QB in the league right now. But he's also the first one that's always buried because the real people aren't allowed to be. They're allowed to be great, but they're not allowed to be legends. It's like when you see someone that's allowed to be a legend, it's just that they're being allowed. It's like, look at the Beatles, right? The Beatles hysteria, dude, that's come out like years later. I mean, decades later. That a lot of that's manufactured. When they came into the United States, nobody even knew who they were, but they paid these women to sit there and faint and scream when they're, and they're like Times Square and everything. It's like a lot of that's manufactured. And I'm not saying that to marginalize the talents of those people, although I'm not a Beatles fan, more of a Michael Jackson fan than anything than in that regard, but. Dude, we live in a very controlled world, and we get these blips in time. They're evanescent. Like, you get these moments, like when YouTube first came out, that was a free time. That really was. When YouTube first came out, it was that cog in the wheel that blew off, and it became this opening, and the floodgates came in, and all these people that were nobodies were organically, literally became huge on their own. And then what happened? The companies came in, they swooped in, Google came in, like all these major companies, and they locked it down. They formatted it. Now you look at people like Mr. Beast and all that. I hate to break it to you, they're phony. They are fucking like cogs in those wheels. They're not. They're there because they're allowed to be there. They did not organically become big. It's not true. It doesn't. It's been controlled for at least a decade now. Probably maybe almost two. I don't remember when YouTube first came out, but at this point, but. When YouTube did first come out, that first, remember like that renaissance, like with like funny videos and all that stuff, like that was real at first.
Yeah.
But but once again, when it became big and became a serious competitor, they flood in like roaches. They just come in through the cracks and they infiltrate everything, corporatize it, and then lock it down. And then no one gets big unless you're signed on. Like you won't get seen. I'm a perfect example. My shorts never get seen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I make stuff and it gets buried. But if I was part of that crew, I guarantee you those same shorts would have thousands of fucking views.
Right.
It's
a shame.
It is a shame, but it just shows you the beast system. It's still very much alive. It's just now, instead of taking Hollywood stars, it's taking your average person, but your average person now is not your average person anymore. You get what I'm saying? That's my point.
Yeah. No, I get it.
It's kind of like the central casting where like, they're put in like they're like the bots that are like are catered to, and they're like, in other words, they're manufactured, people. So it's like you put them in, and although they were real people, they were born, lived in real life, but like their history is a little smudged, kind of like Ice Cube, stuff like that. Like they're just all those same thing. All the gangster ones, like all like the ones that help cultivate that. None of them, not all, none of them, but almost none of them. Like most of them don't live that lifestyle. It's all facade. It's all just it's all there. They're put there to help perpetuate that, but they themselves are just manufactured. But the same thing, man. It's like Curry Barker. He's another one. Like he's big. He came out. And maybe like the beginning was a genuine beginning. Him and his friend getting there. But at some point, you get a phone call or email or whatever, and you're like, oh, we see you're making noise. How would you really get to get this much bigger? Join us.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of it has to do with the way it's marketed, because they market it in a way that
right, but they market it for like
just love it.
Get marketed. That's the thing. Like
right, and I feel like I don't know if it's just the people who are reviewing it that are manufactured or being paid to do it, because like this movie was just. I don't know. I mean, like, am I so out of touch with what is considered a good movie anymore that like I just, you know what I mean? It just makes me question myself. It's like, am I like a shithead who just fucking hates everything? Am I that old man on the lawn? Like, hey, give me a good movie. Get off my lawn.
In essence, in one way, we both are, but at the same time, we're that way because of what I was just talking about. It's right, because you're watching the controlled nature of it. It's not organic, man. It's not. It's just All the shit that when like think about this, like stuff we're talking about, right? Well, dude, you and I, we're both prolific doom scrollers. You know, we're not making any excuses. We doom scroll like a motherfucker. Like it's we spend far too much time doom scrolling.
Yeah, way
you know,
too fucking much time. That's what brought me to see the movie Obsession. So,
but that's exactly that's my point. Like it's this is not by accident. Like you're seeing, like this is why like our stuff doesn't get pushed out to anything, you know, because we're not signed on to it. You know, we're not part of the crew. We're not part of that group. You know, we are like we're not, you know, like manufactured beings. We're real people. Like we have real humble beginnings. We're not, like I have no extravagant, you know, like it's no scripted, you know, like origin. Like I'm just a real dude.
For real.
Plug. Shameless
He said the name of the show, but
he's gonna circle the wagons.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I just I don't know. Because the thing is, there are certain artists that I feel are beyond that. You know what I mean? And I get what you're saying, and I'm not disputing it. I get that to an extent. They do need that push. They do get that push to get on their way. But I feel like at a point it just takes over as something actually real that is of the people themselves that to get them to where they actually are.
Like, so like talent only goes so far, right? So like for example, let's scroll back a little bit, right? Let's scroll back to like the 80s. We didn't have internet. So the point I'm getting at is all people had is TV, and at that time it was really MTV if we're talking about music. You had a radio.
Yep.
So when you're signed to a record label, those record labels go to the radio stations, give a lot of money to constantly play. I mean, this is a standard tactic. They would, you know, like repetition is key. Like when you want to control people, you want to manipulate and you want to socially engineer people. Repetitive nature. That's why like all that stuff that's constantly, remember, you and I do, we talk about it all the time, like with a lot of modern rap music, it's all just repetitive, just redundancies, you know, and it's because it helps brainwash the people. So with that said, if you want to get bigger, you get played on the radio more. So big record companies would just have, you know, like anyone, like Michael Jackson being played 10 times a fucking, you know, every hour, at least 3 times. You're going to blow up with that. You know what I mean? Because like, especially back then, the only access to music was TV and radio. You know, and you know, that's back in the day when the physical medium where selling albums actually meant something. So I love Wayne Static, right? And there's been a whole thing with Wayne Static because of Matt Zane making the documentary and, you know, that all I've told you about that stuff. But I bring this up because Michael Johnston from Mephisto Odyssey, he just did an interview and I was talking about, and the one thing he brought up, which is really interesting, and it's something that isn't really brought up enough, is how music now is all turned around. So like back in the day, as a band, you toured to promote your album. Now you make an album so you can tour because music doesn't sell anymore. It's all like, you know,
yeah.
So now this is why like you go to concerts now and it's like $8,000 for a ticket, and like, you know, like all the money now is into touring, and it's the touring is purely like you're just purely making an album so you can tour.
Right. And people pay that shit. People will pay to see a band that they want to see, and they'll pay whatever the fuck they ask for.
It's kind of crazy, you know, it
is crazy. And I don't know. There's a certain amount of money that I would not pay. I mean, listen, when I saw the Misfits, the tickets were like $250. That was the Misfits. You know, that's like a once in a lifetime thing to be able to see again. I mean, in all honesty, it's like it's Glenn Danzig with the Misfits. I'm not missing that. You know, certain bands you will spend a certain amount of money to see. But again, at this point, I'm done with concerts. But like, people will pay that money because I don't know. I just don't see people having like any kind of stopping power, you know, to be like, no, we're not doing that. Hey, Ma, can we see Taylor Swift? Tickets are $1,000 in the nosebleeds. No, that's not happening. But people will pay it just to shut their kids up and not really show any backbone and just give into whatever it is.
Well, I mean, it's just price gouging, you know, like it's
absolutely.
And I get with like the Misfits, you can get away with that to a degree because it's a legacy band. You know, you're watching.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think I would pay $250 to see fucking Glenn up there with fucking Misfits.
Definitely, man.
Because we never got to see it back in the 80s. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I did it twice, and it was worth it both times. But
and that's crazy pricing. You know,
it is, but it's a memory that will last forever. And I feel like there are certain
Valley Girl of you forever.
I love it. Oh shit, some misfits. So, so I mean, there was a point where bands would have like protested the amount of money that like Ticketmaster is price gouging the fans, you know. And then on top of that, you get these assholes who buy tickets in bulk and sell them on like
the
Ticket
scalpers are the ones
Hub
that
or
really
Ticket
ruin
Stub or
ticket
whatever.
prices.
Yeah, Stubs, whatever it's called. Yeah, exactly. So it's like,
and that's
personally,
not new. That's been like that forever, man.
Trust me, I know that. But now they have sites dedicated to scalpers.
Yeah.
Like, what is it called? StubHub or something like that, or Stubs,
I think so.
or
I don't
whatever
know
it is.
offhand, but yeah.
So many, and it's like, even on the Ticketmaster website, there are tickets that are being sold by third-party sellers. It's like, I just don't get that. I don't get how like it's okay to do that, because there was a time where if you were selling tickets on the street, scalping tickets on the street, it was illegal. I get it. You bought a ticket for $500. You're going to sell it for $1,000. Somebody's going to pay for that ticket. Somebody is going to buy it.
Dude,
Me personally,
Soundgarden, like that's my uncle. Because he didn't buy tickets, so they were sold out. So we just bought it from a scalper. I think it was like 70 a pop, and I was like, damn.
Right, and back then that was a lot.
It was like a fucking shit ton back then.
Now you'd be lucky to get a freaking general admission ticket for $70.
Dude, you'd be lucky to get a soda for $70 at a fucking one of these shows.
Right. But when I was buying tickets to concerts, if tickets were sold out or the tickets that were being sold were from a third party and they were jacking up the price, I'd just rather not go. I'm not spending the money. I'm not putting money in your pocket.
Okay, so I haven't been to concert.
I hope you fucking lose out because you were a dickhead.
But they're not. They're gonna make their money because
right, of course, because not everybody has an American Express card and can buy the tickets 3 days in advance or whatever, and all that shit. And that's not even me being bitter that people are able to buy tickets early, like in advance. And it's like, if I want to go to a show, I don't care where I'm sitting. Closer the better, cool. But if I can get a seat that's far away and I can still see the stage and hear the music, I'm fine with that. But I just think the ticket scalping bullshit, I don't agree with that. It's like,
dude, I mean, and this extends to look at TKO with WWE, man. Like they are like people. It's known like how bad ticket prices are for WWE events, and nobody's buying them now. But unfortunately, enough people are buying it to continue to facilitate these ridiculous price gougings. It's like people won't stand up to anything. That's the problem. Like you have
exactly
these jellyfish that will acquiesce to whatever imperious changes or implementations that they manufacture. Like, dude, I wouldn't watch a WWE product at this point, even if you paid me for that. Because it's garbage at this point. It's like TKO is literally doing everything they can to ruin it to make you want to stop watching. And congratulations, you're doing a bang up job.
I mean, dude, like, I just, that's basically what it comes down to. Like, the people just don't have that kind of conviction.
Like $1,000 for like a nosebleed seat. Like, they out of your fucking mind.
Exactly. People just really want to go. Like, some people can't just say, you know what? Fuck you. I'm not going.
Well, that's the thing. If everybody did that, then they would be forced to have to change.
It's just not going to happen. It's just not
going to
happen.
But that's the fallacy of it.
People take issue with certain things that like football teams do or baseball teams. It's like, oh, well, fuck them for doing this. I'm not going to watch that game. I'm not going to go to that game. Like, that's nothing. It's like, I know I've said this before, but the whole thing with like the Super Bowl when Bad Bunny was playing the Super Bowl halftime show. Everybody's like, oh, I'm going to change the channel. It's like, why don't you shut the fucking TV off?
Yeah.
Why don't you not watch the game?
Yeah, that's what I did.
Show how much, like, show some real fucking balls and not watch the fucking game. Especially I don't like that they're using Bad Bunny. It's like, you don't like that they're using Bad Bunny? You don't like the halftime show? Listen, so you're not going to watch it?
They don't want to watch that Inbred Mutant, so I didn't watch it. Period.
Right. I get it. I get it. But it's like, you're not really making a fucking splash by not watching the halftime show. Don't watch the entire game. I mean, of course, it's easy for me to say I'm not a football fan, but it's like, have some fucking conviction. Dude, I haven't had Starbucks in like 3 months.
Which is unheard of.
But the reason why? Because they changed the reward system. The drink that I would normally get for 200 points is now 300 points. So I said, you know what? Fuck this. I'm spending too much money on this shit. Trying to get a free drink. The day that I'm going to get a free drink, I should find out that they changed it, that 200 points only counts towards a certain amount of the drink, and you got to pay the difference. And I'm like, really? Okay. So this is my last drink. I'll pay the difference on this last drink, and I'm not coming back.
Dude, I stopped going years ago, and that was because I told you that story because I had the gold card, of course, back when it was a physical card, and now it's just the app, but when I had the physical card and then I didn't buy 12 a year or whatever, and it literally reset me to green and erased all the points I had, all the stars. And I went, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm out. And I only went back a couple times when I moved to PA because in that town, there's only Starbucks and Dunkin'. That was it. So I went a couple times, but I still went minimum. I was so over that whole. It's like that's the biggest bullshit. Like if everything you accrue, and even now, dude, because I went a couple of times, I had stars, and I keep getting. Oh, you're going to lose these stars at the end of the month. I'm like, fucking take them. Like, why are they contingent upon if I earned them, then I should keep them.
Right.
And this is the part that bothers me about media. Like when you look at this is a perfect example. What they do with you and how they abuse you with the stars for not going there and frequent them enough. The same thing when you don't own any media. Like you look at YouTube, right? I listen to YouTube like all the time. I still have all my CDs in storage, but all my music I listen to is for YouTube. And I have access to it until I don't. It's like if the internet goes down, I don't have access. Then because all my music's gone. This is why for people I implore you, buy media. Like buy buy hard media because at any point they want you to be on this. They want you to be on the cloud so they could just turn off access to everything. Just don't if you like your media, your movies and all that stuff, buy the hard copies. You don't have to watch them, but have them because one day you're not gonna have access to it.
Well, dude, the other thing about owning like digital versions of songs or movies or anything like that, they could still alter it. They could change that shit. I can't tell you how many times I'm looking through my my iTunes movies, my Apple movies that I own through Apple or through Fandango at home, used to be Vudu or
Fandango,
Amazon Prime.
Such a silly wrestler.
You go through all your movies on your Apple TV that you purchased. Can't tell you how many times they change like the cover photo for it. Now that's minimal, but there are certain things
that's a minimum type of thing. But it shows minimal. You the control,
right? But they can change. They can alter what is in the actual video. I mean, look, Gone with the Wind. Now, a few years ago, they changed the intro to it. They said they're going to put an intro to this movie where it says that the movie is a product of its time. Now, that wasn't just through like if you found it on like Paramount Plus or AMC Plus or whatever streaming service that movie is on. If you purchase that movie digitally, they added it to your digital copy of that movie. I've seen it. I own the movie and I saw that. I checked it. I'm like, yep, there it is. They changed it. And they can do that. They can remove scenes if they want to.
They can manipulate anything. That's the whole point is if you don't have a hard copy of it, you don't have a copy of it. You're borrowing a copy of it. Like you have access to it. And this is a major contention because at one point, they're going to keep bleeding it out until nobody has a physical copy of anything. And anything they want now is going to be contingent upon if they're paying, if they're part of the club, social credit score type of situations like they do in China. All of this it's to minimize individuality and minimize control of the people. Like it's just take everything away so there's nothing physical. Buy books. Stop reading ebooks. Just buy them. Have the hard copy book. Read actual from fucking paper. Like it's.
I have a shit ton of books. I love books. I haven't read anything in a while, but
even minimum, I like buying them and having them so I know I can go to them at some point.
Yeah, dude. I mean, look, you can buy used books online. There is thrift books. I can't tell you how many used books that I've bought.
Dude, remember that's when you went to the town with me. You went to Newtown with. You remember we went to the con. And I don't think we went into the store, but they have that old record store that we passed by.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I told you about because we didn't go in it then, but I went in it afterwards. I'm like, dude, you would have loved this because they had a lot of records and stuff. Yeah. And it's all books and records, and I went in there all the time and got books. People watching, I implore you, buy hard copies of things.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like people are like, oh, you still buy CDs, you still buy records, you still buy,
whether it's Blu-rays, whatever, buy them because if you like it and you want it, don't rely on digital because digital can go away in a heartbeat.
Yeah, because like there was a movie that I was talking to my brother about, and he's like, buy the Blu-ray because they cut scenes out on the digital.
That's another thing. I was going to say what you just said earlier too. And if you only have the digital copy, that means you could be Mandela effect a million times because they could change whatever they want.
Yep. But that being said, I think we can bring this to a close. Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Good ender.
I am Giuseppe.
And I'm Storm.
Have a fantastic whatever the fuck you have.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Storm here. I just want to thank you guys for hanging with us. Dude, for real. If you like it and you want more, like, share, subscribe. Shout out the rooftops. Any methodology you wish to employ, the power is yours. Use it wisely. Until next time.